If you're liking our content, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And in today's lesson, we'll be going through something very controversial. So, pretzel paragraphs. What do you know about pretzel paragraphs? So, if you think about pretzels, you might prefer to dunk them into chocolate. You might prefer to have them plain. We all like a pretzel because it gives us that good, quick sugar rush. So we're going to be speaking about pretzels today and how it links to our writing. So if you know about the pretzel paragraph techniques, because I get a lot of questions about this, and one of the things is how to structure a paragraph. So according to the pretzel outline, you start with a clear point. So begin with a clear statement of your main argument or idea about the text. The R is for the reference, so using a quote or an evidence that supports your point. Then a technique, so you need to find a simile, a metaphor, an adjective, something of this sort. Effect, what impact does this have on the text meaning? Then you zoom in. So I guess this means zooming into a specific word or phrase to further analyze the effect of the language so far. And then the link, so linking back to the main point that you're trying to make or reinforcing the overall argument. Now, a lot of students use this, and what I have seen with the students that I've worked with is that it gives them some sort of foundation to go with, and we're going to try to use this in our writing today. I'm going to use this as an example. So I'm going to write a paragraph about Macbeth, and we're going to use this pretzel layout. So Macbeth is presented as a tragic hero. That's my point. Making a very simple point. Reference. He's described as having hangman's hands. So again, this is just me writing a very simple paragraph. All right. After that, we've got the technique, alliteration. Let's say the use of the alliteration. Effect. What's the effect of this? The use of the alliteration suggests that Beth draws or possesses characteristic you best killer assassin as he shows no mercy anyone who opposes him. Okay, so now I've done this bit. That was the technique, and this is the effect. So as soon as I've mentioned the E, that's the effect. So I'm going to highlight these in red. So as you're watching, it should give you an overview of what I'm trying to do. And then this bit where I've said that was the T. We've got the technique here as well. So go P-E-T-E and now the Z. Hangman's hands. Okay, I've kind of already said something about hangman's hands, but I need to say more now because I need to zoom in, right? The template tells me to zoom in. Hangman's hands. So, okay, so a hangman, I'm thinking someone who takes the life of others. Asserts that Macbeth, or let's say hangman, asserts that Macbeth hold the power, fate, life, and death. I need to link this back now. So this is the Z where I've zoomed into hangman. Now I'm going to do the link at the end. So the link. So according to the definition of the structure, conclude the paragraph by connecting your analysis back to your initial point, reinforcing the overall argument. So this idea that he's a tragic hero, I need to link it to that. Hangman asserts that Macbeth holds the power to take life and death. So I need to link it. How can I link it to him being a tragic hero? Shakespeare, perhaps, Lord's Macbeth. This way, show that all his decisions will ultimately result in death, dramatic fall from grace. All right, so that's my paragraph. So if we look here, I didn't use the quote Valer's minion, but that was an option that I could have gone with. I'm going to put that here for now for my next slide. So let's have a read of that. Macbeth is presented as a tragic hero. He is described as having hangman's hands. The use of the alliteration suggests that Macbeth possesses the characteristics of a ruthless killer and assassin, as he shows no mercy to anyone who opposes him. Hangman asserts that Macbeth holds the power to take life and death. Shakespeare perhaps molds Macbeth in this way to show that all his decisions will ultimately result in Macbeth's dramatic fall from grace. Now, this is the important bit. That is a paragraph, and it's still a good paragraph, to be honest, but it's very limited in the sense that I haven't been able to embed more than one quote. I've had to think in a very structured way because I'm forcing myself to zoom into a word and then link it to my idea at the beginning. So using this structured way is very limiting because my analysis is not free flowing. And with English, it's not like maths where you have to follow an equation. English has to be more free. So my writing has to be more fluid because I need to express my ideas and think deeply, because my marks for AO2, the analysis here, is definitely not enough for me. I feel like this is very limiting. So this structure, personally, does not work for me. For some people it might, others it might not. Now, let's use the same quotes and let's write freely, emphasizing the analysis, yeah? So Macbeth is presented as a tragic hero. He's described as having, all right, I'm going to improve this. So we're putting the pretzel away. Macbeth is presented as a tragic hero who yearns to feel his great ambition. Macbeth is presented as a tragic hero who yearns to fulfill his great ambition whilst disregarding his morals, social standing as a result. All right. He's described as possessing hangman's hands here to his ruthless killing of King Duncan. And he adores. Yeah? So, described as possessing hangman's hand due to his ruthless killing of King Duncan, who he adores. So, Macbeth draws parallels with a hangman as he kills as he assassinates Duncan. Macbeth draws parallels with a hangman as he assassinates Duncan. As he assassinates Duncan with his dagger. In his sleep. This act, his cowardly act, solidifies state sin of priests committing blasphemies after committing regicide, yeah? So we've gone with he assassinates Duncan with his dagger in his sleep. This cowardly act solidifies Macbeth's status as a sinner who is far away from God after committing regicide, tarnishing his soul. Big point. The qualities of a hangman as well, they kind of get desensitized to killing. So now I'm going to put Beth initially described as Valor's minion. Holmes grammatically. Pursuit of kingship. To betray the in the eyes of the audience. He now lacks valor. All right, and you can keep going with this. So what we're seeing here is if you free your ideas up, we've got this idea of the hangman that I talked about, hangman's hands, Valor's minion. I can then talk more about how Macbeth is no longer a minion to Scotland, he's a minion to his own desires, how he doesn't actually have any valor, he doesn't have strength. If anything, he opposes it through these actions. So I'm now analyzing two quotes, multiple phrases, and in doing so, my analysis, as you can see, is becoming more deeper and more thoughtful. And this will take me up towards the top of the band. When you're using this sort of template, it's really limiting your ideas and it will push you down to those grade 4 and those grade 5 responses. And that's what you should be wary of. So hopefully what this lesson has shown you is the value of writing freely, the value of being able to write in a thoughtful, critical manner, which is what we're trying to do here. Yes, it's not a complete paragraph, but as you can see, it's a really good work in progress. So we'll end with this image here, and this should be what you do. So the pretzel needs to go in the bin, and you need to write in a free way where you're really developing your analysis and really thinking about your ideas as a English student. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe if you found this video useful.